I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. Well, friend, there's just nothing fun about a head cold. 'Tis the season, right? The sore throat, the itchy eyes, the sneezing, congestion, and so much snot. How is there so much snot? Seriously, how? Ugh. Colds are not cool. And when I was a kid, a cold was something to be feared. Why? One word: pneumatizine. Nasty. The worst smelling, pink, goopy medicine that your mother would smear onto a cloth and pin to the inside of your feety pajamas. I may have single-handedly cleared the nasal passages of my entire elementary school because that smell wasn't coming off yet anytime soon. And now that you're feeling better about your life choices, let's circle back to our series, It's a Psalm 23 Kinda Day. We're catching up with our sheep friends at their summer range, high in the mountain plateaus. These sheep are living their best life. Richest of tablelands, good eating, comfy beds, 5 stars, would recommend. What they wouldn't recommend are the flies. Yes, there's a saying among shepherds, summertime is fly time. The warm weather brings hordes and hordes of bugs. Gross. There's no shortage of flies that attack and swarm the sheep in the summer high meadow ranges. Warble flies, bot flies, heel flies, nasal flies, deer flies, black flies, mosquitoes, and gnats. Are you itchy? Me too. The worst offender is the nasal fly. Those buggers hover around the sheep's head. And look, I don't want you to lose your lunch, so let me just abstract this picture for you with these words: eggs, damp, mucous membranes, hatch, worm-like larva, burrow. Okay, I can't do it anymore. Ugh, my gut's turning. Suffice it to say, these little nasties stir up some intense irritation and inflammation. Our favorite fluff balls will try anything for relief, and I mean anything. Beating their heads against trees and rocks, thrashing against the hard ground, these infections can often lead to blindness. In their fevered attempts at relief, a sheep might inadvertently kill herself. Even just the sight of a hovering fly can cause panic within the flock. They'll stamp their feet, desperately seeking a way of escape or a place to hide. Some sheep refuse to graze, lose weight. Even a nursing ewe's milk supply can stop. There's no such thing as just a little fly to the shepherd. At the first spotting, a diligent shepherd prepares a homemade ointment of oil, sulfur, and tar, an antidote, which he smears on their heads and noses. Honestly, I'm guessing some pneumatizine would have cleared that right up, but I guess the shepherd's sticking with the oil mix. Instant and immediate relief is brought to the sheep. Irritability, restlessness, inability to eat and sleep is gone. All because, as David writes in verse 5, "You anoint my head with oil." I find it interesting the shepherd applies the oil to the head and the nose, the very place the sheep breathe, the place it's most needed, the epicenter for the breath of life. As they would inhale, the oil would act as both the prevention and the cure. The oil smeared on the head and the nose. You see, we aren't so different than the sheep, right? It's often those petty little annoyances, the quote, nasal flies of life, that tip the scales. The sudden work assignment, that one relative or coworker, the extra sports practices, the guy that cuts us off in traffic, the little buzzing buggers. In these moments, even as they unfold, a quick application of the quote-unquote oil to our heads can be both the prevention and the cure for us as well. As we inhale, we can offer a short prayer. Breathe in. God, I can't handle this. Breathe out. Make haste to help me. Interestingly enough, that's actually called a breath prayer. Just as the shepherd's oil brings instant relief to the sheep, so too the Holy Spirit's presence calms us amidst the nasal flies of life. But if fly time isn't enough of a hassle, it's also scab time. Scab is a highly contagious disease from a microscopic parasite, All the yummy words today. Note to self, do not listen to Glordinary over your lunch break. Nevertheless, the scab disease is spread by contact, often found near a sheep's head. Why? Okay, well, this part is actually kind of sweet. Sheep are highly affectionate with each other, and they often rub heads in friendship. It's adorable, but come on, sharing isn't always caring, at least when it comes to infectious diseases. The remedy? You guessed it, coating the head with oil. But not just a dab or smear this time. No, a shepherd will completely dip their sheep, soaking their whole body in linseed oil, sulfur, and other chemicals. Often the head gets dunked multiple times. No sprinkling here, we're talking full body immersion. Shepherds will meticulously dip and hand scrub the head repeatedly to eradicate scab. And is it any wonder that the head needs multiple dunkings? Think about it. The pests and irritations in our lives, well, they typically come through our minds. Things we hear, read, see, attitudes, opinions, trying to sort out who to believe and what's real. Yes, people and events bug us, but then we think and think and think about it. We replay conversations, rehearse new ones, repeat old ones to anyone's listening ears, including our pets. Ideas, impulses, actions, reactions, it's all stimulated first in the mind by what we're exposed to directly and indirectly. I was ever so reminded of this verse, "You anoint my head with oil," this past weekend. You see, for weeks now, I have been so distracted and preoccupied planning out the academic next steps for our oldest daughter, who's a junior. My brain's been swirling and whirling, trying to dot all my I's and cross all the T's. To be honest, I feel like I'm trying to maneuver a chessboard when the only real pawn is me. It wakes me up at night, keeps me up at night, and fills my dreams at night. Welcome to the life of a homeschool mom. And that's on top of all the rest of life, and we haven't even hit Christmas yet. I can't figure out if I'm treading water or bailing water. So I made arrangements and took a day with Jesus. I hit some familiar trails alone, and I offered the only prayer I knew to say, "Help, anoint my head with oil." I slowed my pace. Breathe in. Help. Breathe out. Anoint my head with oil. Breathe in. Help. Breathe out. Anoint my head with oil. Over and over, I walked and I prayed those words. And I don't know how, and I can't pretend like this is some type of scientific formula for you, but I can tell you as I walked and breathed in His Spirit, and He anointed my head with oil, so to speak, something changed in me. The rest of Psalm 23:5 happened. You see, David wrote, "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." And as I walked that trail slowly, and as I began to go at a walking pace rather than my frantic sprint of past weeks, my cup began to overflow with gratitude, joy, peace, presence, purpose, focus, clarity. I began to thank my shepherd that He is already there for my daughter. Wherever there represents. He's already there in every future class, future lab, future exam, future valley. He's already there. And He's already there for me too, and you. My cup overflows because His cup overflowed first for me and you. It says in Matthew 26:39, going a little farther, He fell with His face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it's possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." The Good Shepherd's cup overflowed for you, for me, for every single person ever created, past, present, future. His cup overflows onto me, into me, for any sudden storm, changing life patterns, or suffering along the way. The shepherd has weathered it for me, and the shepherd will weather it with me. Are there places you need the shepherd to anoint your head with oil? Do you need to, like I did, breathe in His presence, His peace over your mind? There's no greater prevention or remedy than the shepherd's oil. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a glordinary day.